Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 20 of the 2018 Beer Cartel Beer Advent Calendar. I'm Jeff Ewens from Beer Cartel, and today we are revealing Gage Road's Single Fin Summer Ale. I'm joined by Dirk Penny from Gage Roads out in Fremantle. How are you, Dirk?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for having us on board. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, and thanks for joining us. And very happy to have you broadcast into everyone's home today to talk a little bit about the brewery at Gage, and also what you guys have got planned, and obviously the beer that everyone is revealing today and enjoying. So I guess first off, tell us a little bit about yourself and the brewery.
Hi guys, well I'm from Gage Roads obviously. I have been in the brewing industry for about 15 years, so I'm the brewing manager here at Gage Roads. The brewery itself, we're situated in Palmyra, which is about 2 minutes out of Fremantle in Western Australia here. So the name itself, Gage Roads, links back to the little section of sea between Fremantle and Rottnest Island, which is just off of our coast here. And yeah, we've kind of built our brewery and our brand around that whole surfy kind of lifestyle vibe, getting out and about, and really getting amongst it. So a lot of the brands hark back to a little bit of the ocean and just fun things, I guess. Yeah. The brewery itself is based in an old margarine factory. So about 15 years ago, we obviously cleared them out, and we've been growing pretty steadily since that point. And we're getting to the point where we're running out of space now, where we're pulling things down to put in new things, basically. So it's very tight here. And obviously the beer that you're going to try today, Single Fin, is a large part of that. It's probably, it is our biggest SKU at the moment now, so it's going really well.
Yeah, pretty easy drinking beer. And one of the interesting things I think about Gage Roads is that you guys have actually helped quite a lot of other now existing breweries actually establish themselves through the use of allowing them to use your stainless steel, effectively contracting through you guys. Is that still a big part of what you guys do?
Yeah, correct. So we're winding that down now more and more. So we obviously built a large brewery in conjunction with Woolworths a few years ago, and then we've subsequently bought our section of those shares back. So we're back to being independent, and obviously, we're in that interesting space where we built a massive brewery, and now we're filling it up with our own brands rather than having to expand all the while. So we've done some interesting brands for a lot of people over the years, and we still continue to do a little bit of that. But the idea is to wind that down and basically be Gage Roads Brewery ourselves, and having acquired Matzo's recently, and that's obviously one of our brands now. So we've always brewed it out of here, but it's good to have it formally on board as our own brand and able to maybe take it in new directions in the future and do some fun things there.
Yeah, and I think it's probably worthwhile explaining this to everyone at home that sometimes when you do have such a large capital investment in a brewery, and you've got kind of space there for when you do end up growing in future years, but between now and then you need to use that space. What a lot of breweries like yourselves have done is kind of loan out that space for other breweries to kind of brew their own beer who haven't gotten to the stage of buying their own stainless steel or their own premises. And from what you're saying is you guys are now kind of beyond that tipping point where you are now wanting to get to 100% and basically do no brewing for anyone else.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it more and more, and hopefully as you guys work through the Advent calendar, you're trying some really cool beers, and lots of little breweries are popping up all over the place, and some of them go really well, and they obviously expand so fast that they can't meet the demands of being able to make it themselves, or they do so well that they just don't have the capacity to do it themselves. So it takes a lot of infrastructure to build a bigger brewery and to expand your brewery, and then also to continue once you go into a different size scale. Then obviously you want to make sure that flavor profile remains the same, and it takes a lot of time and effort and money to be able to do that. So one of the options out there that's been used in the past, and we've obviously helped people do that, is to contract brew and brew a big batch for the smaller breweries to hopefully enable them to maintain their growing contracts and their capacity problems at their current brewery. So it is a definite thing for breweries. If you're a small, successful brewery, eventually you're going to run out of space and you're going to need to expand. And sometimes you might need to enter into another business to be able to produce the volume that you want.
Yeah, fantastic. Shall we dive into the Single Fin? So you've got one there. Let's
Definitely.
crack this one open. So this is the beer everyone's revealing today. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the background to Single Fin? You said it's your best-selling beer, and it's a large portion of as to why the brewery is kind of growing quite rapidly at the moment. Tell people what they can expect today.
Yeah, so Single Fin's obviously designed to be a sessionable beer. It's quite light in colour. It'll be a little bit hazy. You won't be able to see it in the bottle, obviously, but if you pour it out, there we go. Hopefully it'll have a nice little haze to it. It's quite light in colour, thick, fluffy head. Yep. The name of the game of this beer is hopefully we'll have a nice little bit of pungent hop on the aroma, a little bit of passion fruit. It's designed with Galaxy hops, which is famous Australian hop. Has a lot of fruit character, usually described as in that passion fruit kind of tropical vein. We have a little bit of enigma in there as well for a little bit of complexity. The actual beer itself is designed to be quite non-challenging in terms of bitterness, so it's hopefully not too bitter, but it will hopefully make you want to have more than one of them. And obviously with the emphasis on having a nice tropical aroma on the aroma.
Yeah, and as you say, I think it's kind of exactly on point in terms of what it's designed to do, right? Being a summerer, especially summer in WA or other parts of Australia gets quite warm. So it is a beer that is designed not to sit too kind of heavily and not have an overpowering kind of bitterness. So it's perfect for summer. Yeah,
well, hopefully you guys are getting that it's quite it's rounded, the mouthfeel. It's not uber bitter. It's not designed to be a massive American style IPA. It's designed to be quaffable. Hopefully getting that hop character come through in the palate, but it's not going to maybe limit your ability to drink another one of them.
Yep.
But it's quite smooth on the palate as well. So one of the interesting facts around this beer is we add some oats to the grist, so it hopefully smooths it out. As I've ever made porridge, and obviously it makes quite a thicker mouthfeel. So the beer itself is quite, I guess you'd probably say it's thin without the oats in it, and when you add that back into the grist, it will hopefully give that nice fuller mouthfeel, but it's a little bit of a trick, hopefully, that it doesn't fully creep up on you and make you have that full character in your mouth. It'll hopefully have that sensation, but hopefully enable you to have another one or two.
Fair enough. And just behind you, we were joking just before about the big can. So you guys have now released this in cans. You want to show everyone?
Yeah.
It's like an oversized check, but just in a big can.
Yeah. We were trying to make the background a little bit nicer rather than the shelf, but there it is.
So that's a recent release in cans for you guys.
Yeah. So we bought a little can line, and we're starting to put some of our brands, Single Fin, and here in WA, our Albi brands, trying to put them into cans. It's obviously a wonderful vessel for beer consumption. Enables you to do a number of different things. For us, we can do festivals. Some festivals won't accept glass in, and for you guys, if you're out and camping and fishing and stuff, sometimes cans is a better option for getting away and doing some of those lifestyle things that we talked about. But yeah, it's been really exciting and really fun for us to put our obviously Single Fin's becoming one of our flagships, and to get that into a can and have it in different scenarios has really been fun, and seeing them roll off the line, it's a whole different presence to seeing it on the bottle. Obviously, when you look at that, it's got the brown bottle with the label. The can itself is, as you saw behind me, and the cardboard cutout's going to be fully yellow and hopefully stand out and look really exciting while you're out and about camping and fishing and whatnot.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting point you touch on just there with regards to, I guess, the beer. And one thing that Gage Roads has done recently is actually make the beer accessible in sporting stadiums. So you guys had the Rugby Sevens last year, which I think you've got again this year. And so that's obviously a big focus, which helps people if they're going out to sporting stadiums and are craft beer fans to actually be able to access something that isn't necessarily the mainstream stuff, but something that is a craft offering.
Yeah, well, it's been really great for us here. Obviously, over in the West, we have got the contract for the Optus Stadium and the NRB Stadium, which is the rectangular stadium where the Glory and the Force play out of here.
Yeah.
And obviously concerts. Well, it's been really fun for us. It's I'm no marketing man myself, being a brewing technician, but they talk about brand in hand. Obviously, if you go to the footy and your team's winning and you have a good experience, and hopefully you're having a nice craft beer while you're doing that, you'll remember that beer and hopefully consume it the following weekend. And when they're not playing at home, your team and have a barbecue with your mates, and it just kind of lends itself to a nice relationship. Me being a craft beer fan myself, obviously I want to consume a craft beer at the sport when I go to watch the Force or the Dockers of my team. So it's great to. It's really, really, really great to have our beers and the ability to put these beers into people's hands. And, sometimes you don't have consumers. Historically, large sporting grounds have been the home of mainstream lagers and not so flavoursome beers.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to kind of get these craft beers into the hands of people who perhaps are trying them for the first time and really starting their craft beer journey, and hopefully really grab it and run with it.
Fantastic. So you talked a little bit about cans. What else can we look forward to from Gage Roads in 2019 and beyond? What are the big plans? Have you guys got some, other brewers have talked about barrel aging or expansion or new venues? What can we kind of look forward to?
Yeah, well, we announced that we'll be opening some venues and on the East Coast. I'm not 100% across how that's going to look like yet, but I think you'll be able to see venues on the East Coast fairly, within the next 18 months or so. We'll have venues and hopefully a couple of little breweries over there as well to maybe facilitate these venues. But hopefully the aim for us is to try to get fresh beers in the hands of everyone. So for you guys on the East Coast, hopefully you'll be able to get along to some venues, and there might be Matzo's venues as well to really get along and hopefully get the full Gage Roads or Matzo's experience and try those beers. And obviously, new beers wise, as New Year's, there's always new beers. So we'll have a few new beers coming out of Gage Roads, and hopefully some NPD out of Matzo's as well, with a few new with a few new brands hopefully coming out. And hopefully there'll be something for everyone. So. I'm hoping to produce some nice hoppy beers in the Gage Roads range, and then potentially some more flavoursome fruit beverages will come out of Matzo's again. Obviously, that's the catch cry for those beers there. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you for your time, Dirk, and for joining us on the video cast today from the East Coast to the West Coast. Cheers. Have a great Christmas, and thanks for being included in our Beer Advent calendar for 2018, and we look forward to 2019 and beyond and what Gage Road's got planned.
Definitely. Thanks very much for having us, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Cheers, mate.